I am excited to be here. Always daunting just trying to get the countdown right for the streams. This is streamed obviously in LinkedIn, so LinkedIn Live, and also to Facebook and YouTube for my channels, just for posterity more than anything else, really. So, welcome. If you're getting the announcement that I've just gone live in LinkedIn, please jump in. I will make sure that the link is in the thread. I'm going to do that right now because it's just nice to have people come and join me here. And just bear with me one quick second. No producer, it's all me. So, but that's never stopped me before, so that's good. Um, I'll just stick it in the comments real quick. One-to-one thing, drop an event. I do this every Wednesday. Been doing it for a while now, and it's always fun. Sometimes daunting, always interesting. Uh, never the same week twice, which is a good thing. And had a really great chat last week. Really enjoyed the conversation and connection. Margaret Barry, Alexander Neal, Justin Justin Workman and Carl Adamson, uh, some sort of stalwart people in my space. I just love to see them there. So, reason why I do this, let's start with me, I guess, is that it's an opportunity for me to exercise that muscle of sharing my stuff um, and that whole vulnerability, transparency stuff. And I've got one of my favorite people just joining me now in the green room. There she is. Here's woman. Here's woman. My camera's backwards. This woman over here. She is. Lights me up every time I see it on a chat. How?
Finally, I'm here. I've
Uh,
been gone from
uh,
here for like a month. Bad.
say that again.
Been gone for like a month.
Well, you're back. You're back.
I'm
It's like the prodigal.
back.
It's like the prodigal. It's like the prodigal son. I've been watching over the field, waiting for you to return.
The return.
Waiting for you to return.
If you build it, they will come.
No guarantees whatsoever, but it's all good.
I see
How?
Colleen in the LinkedIn.
Oh, say it again.
Colleen is messaging in the LinkedIn. Colleen Wilson?
Oh, okay.
No, your camera's
Guess who?
not on.
Guess who made it? Oh, she is. Oh, thank you, Colleen. Welcome. You can join. Try that link and come on screen. I would love to see you and say hi. So she says, "Hey, thank you for pointing it out, Sandra. I often
Yeah.
miss the feed sometimes because I'm so busy. I'm so busy sort of doing other stuff. But yes, Colleen Wilson, good friend, dear lady.
Nice.
Is my camera on? It might be on, but it's not in here. If you if you go to the link, if you go to the studio link, you'll be able to join us. It
Is that a
worked.
new logo?
Yo, check you
I really like it. I like it a lot.
out. That is thanks to that's a shout out to my daughter, Adina Wright, Adina Wright dot design.
Awesome.
So I will definitely it's definitely worth checking out, talking to her. She's in Cambodia, but
She's in Cambodia.
Cambodia, that's where she lives. So yes, typography, logo work, um, and it's a brand brand.
Um, why is she in Cambodia? Does she live there?
Yeah, she lives there.
Wow.
Yeah,
How old
yeah.
is she?
It's 29.
That's freaking amazing.
I tell you, when the when yeah, if the bow is like I say, if the bow is strong, the arrows fly far. and fly far and true. That's what you. That's all I could ask for is that as as the
Uh,
as the bow to my arrows that I can be strong enough for them to fly, or we can be strong enough. My wife and I my former wife and I,
yes.
was strong enough to
How,
help them fly
how
free.
did she pick Cambodia?
Oh, that is because she got. Well, the short story is that she got aged out of my visa in the U.S. and she had to leave the country.
Oh,
Um, and
what age is that? 26?
21.
21.
Yeah,
Okay.
21. That was her first trip to Cambodia, and
Wow.
we'd come back to the UK, and as she came back to the UK, COVID hit, and everyone was together, which is nice. Although my younger daughter had to finish her high school, she's a 2020 graduate. She had to drive through graduation in San Diego.
Mm,
It's just
mm,
just very, very strange. Same high school as her sister, but very different circumstance.
yeah. Our daughter was a junior in 2020, right? Yeah. She graduated in 21. School years are so weird because it's half the years 1 year before and then the next year. But anyway, yeah. Um, maybe you need to message Colleen on LinkedIn
Yeah, let me see if I can get.
because I don't think she can hear you.
Let me get. Uh, let me get her up here. Actually, look at it from my. Uh, so yeah, she joined the. Um, join on the. Join us on the link. Um, see if she can get us on here. Um, why is this thing being so weird? Okay, cool.
Oh, she must be able to because she said, I remember your babies.
Uh, she's watching it. She's watching it on the stream there. Yes, I remember my babies. Oh my goodness. Yeah,
You guys really are good
she,
friends.
she knew us before we had babies. So it
That's
was
amazing.
uh,
Hey,
lovely.
look at this. Oh, my cord isn't long enough, but I got a stand. Maybe I should just do it this way.
A stand to do what?
They're
Oh,
heavy.
oh,
They're
a
no
stand for
joke.
the. Oh, there you go. Perfect. Perfect.
15 bucks.
Yeah, yeah,
It weighs a ton. That's good.
yeah. That's good. It's solid, and you're sounding. You're coming across sounding good. So
Yeah, it's so much better. I had like the whole original get up with the springy 10 arms and
spring
it
it.
bends 17 directions and all that. And I was like, this is just too much. My little space is too small for all that. Way too. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've got Chanel's show is going out tomorrow,
Oh, awesome.
then yours is I've got one before yours. So
Okay.
um,
Whenever you want to do part two, I'm
yes, yeah,
amenable.
yeah. That was a doozy.
Yeah.
Oh, he says it's all good. Thank you. well, Colleen, thank you for listening in. And it's great to have to know that you're there and you remember my babies 29 and 26, 29 and 23.
Hmm.
So yeah, crazy. And I'm excited for a trip to Jamaica end of the year, Christmas, fingers crossed, with my younger one. So
Oh,
three
good.
generations around the dinner table.
It's so nice.
Yes, yeah.
So nice.
That's
Where does she live?
She's in Manchester, so she's not
Oh,
too
okay.
far from me.
Okay.
So that's very cool. She's an artist with she's working with an art production. She's in working in art production right now with a I guess it's a company. It's a like they got a contract. She just finished a show that will be aired on Netflix end of the year.
Ooh,
She's
exciting.
doing so. I think she gets a credit too, so it'd be nice.
Wow.
I'll be screenshotting that page. She'll wait for the post to come out on that one there. She's,
You know, I worked at EA for 100 years, and I worked with like every single franchise that there was.
mm,
And finally, I got like the courage to say to the Mass Effect leadership team, they're like, wow, we just really appreciate everything you did. I'm like, great, put my name in the credits. So my name is in the credits in Mass Effect, like from whatever year it was,
there you go.
2004 or something like that, 5, 7, whatever.
That's
To
perfect.
crack up,
Well,
like just
it's
do
like
that. I think they
it's like
named a character after me
oh
also
wow,
as an extra, like some, you know, girl in the background,
you
barely
can
see
see
her
you can see
kind
her
of a
sitting
thing.
down.
Who cares? I don't care. I'm famous.
There you go. Like oh his name escaped me. Our friend Gratitude, Captain
Kevin.
Gratitude, Kevin. Thank you. Always says it's important to be seen and to you know seen and valued.
Yeah.
Some of
Yeah.
our needs. So
Yeah. So a whole bunch of teenage boys in their basements.
yeah.
It's awesome.
To be
What else
seen
could
and
I
loved by
ask
men.
for?
Dear, oh dear, oh dear. So last week, I'd never have a theme for these things, so I don't know who's going to be here, and I'm okay with that. And but I do want to touch on last week's chat because it was a great around the house chat around. I guess it was on the back of on the back of finishing that Adam Grant book, Think Again,
Oh, right.
and yeah, and then we were just kind of really Will, Will, Will just dropped in there, so he loves
Yes.
Brain. He's looking
Hey.
for that character called Sandra now.
Yeah. Go way back. Way back. Go in the way back machine.
But yeah, the whole thing about thinking and well, thinking in the first place is sometimes um, under underdone. you know,
Yeah.
we don't always give it the space, bandwidth, resources that it should have. So if thinking can be underdone, then rethinking is like, I, you know, I've already been there, got the t-shirt, done that, and um, Justin was interested. He's like, he's of a mindset that says, once you got the thing, it's dealt with. You check the box, you tick the box. It's you're in. Got the house, you're in for life. Got the thing. It's a done deal.
Yeah.
Um, So there is a kind of um, there's a security in knowing that you've thunk something through and you're now either you're either reaping the benefits of it or you're sitting in that space with it. Um, and rethinking could feel the brain could think that rethinking is just double work for no reason. Um,
Yeah. I mean, we love certainty.
mm,
We like to be right, whether we admit it or not, right?
mm, true, true.
It's that whole thing of uh, you want to get pregnant, and so all you see is pregnant people.
Mm,
Or you want to get married, or you just broke up, so all you see is happy couples all around you, right? Like your brain just does that.
mm,
And it is hard to be willing to rethink. And especially, I remember I used to facilitate Myers Briggs for a million years
mm,
and learning that introverts don't like to publicize their thoughts until they have really thought it through. They
mm,
feel like they're going to be right. They will be able to field any questions. Um, so even like personality style,
mm,
the way your brain functions, um, it all takes conscious effort to be willing to rethink.
mm.
Sylvia Holmgren, I think is her last name. I can't remember, but she's Croatian and she was raised in Sweden. And she just put up a post a couple of days ago about how when she was little, she hated being Croatian because it meant not belonging with the folks in Sweden. But after years of teenage angst around feeling different and left out, um, her kids are half Swedish and half Croatian, and they've lived in all different places around the world, and how that has contributed to their ability to rethink and to be open,
Yeah.
to not, because I think I'm mixed,
Hmm.
and so I didn't fit in anywhere. So I had the same thing, but it made me observe a lot and see. First, I'm searching for how can I fit in with either of these, two groups, and I couldn't. Um, but what it resulted in for me was I saw the similarities across the groups as the human experience that we all have, no matter who we are, where we come from, what our backgrounds are. We all have so much common just in our human experience.
Right.
And I think, that's why I'm saying, like, your daughter living in Cambodia, it's amazing, right? Just to get perspective, to get out of your own bubble.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting you say that. I mean, the thing about um, even that, I was thinking you said mixed heritages can bring that up in terms of not necessarily fitting, but I think also that you can there's other criteria that can be disruptive in your life that makes you uncertain or unsure about fitting in. So whether you I've raised single mom, you know, or you've got that dynamic in your family that just kind of sets an area of uncertainty. You're not sure where you are. It
Mm-hmm.
could be a parent that's suffering an illness, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So there's something going on there. Um, it's interesting that both my girls have spent extended time away from the family home relatively young.
Mm-hmm.
In a sense, they were pushed out the house
Mm-hmm.
at 21 with the oldest one because of the visa status.
Mm-hmm.
The younger one, we were in the UK, and she went back to the US to graduate because
Mm-hmm.
she couldn't go through the UK education system, having been in the
Mm-hmm.
US for so long.
Mm.
So that was a whole nother dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and interestingly enough, I myself at 18. Oh, can I raise my volume a bit? Thanks for the heads up. If I'm coming across low, I can't always tell here. Thank you, Will. Saying I'm a bit quiet. Um, if I was going to say, I at 18, I left home. I spent a year in Zambia,
Oh,
and by the Victoria Falls of all places.
oh, you're killing
I
me.
was in I was in Livingston. I was in Livingston, Zambia. I used to cross over to the Zimbabwe side because they had better shopping.
Not anymore.
And oh, not anymore. You know the deal. There was
Or
a
Zimbabwe.
wage back. It was a wage back. We're talking 40 plus. We're talking like 40 plus years ago now.
Yeah.
So it was uh it was really interesting, and it was bizarre. Raised in London, minority group in London, and then you go to Zambia, and it's like spot the white person. You just don't see.
100%. 100%.
So all that thing about fitting in and where you belong, and like it was just very very strange. I got strange responses from people that wondered why I was going from
Sure.
from London,
Sure. I
and then I
mean,
got I got equally strange
heathens.
responses.
Heathens in
I,
Africa.
yeah, I got some strange. I remember one guy greeted me. He's like, he's like, walk. He said to me, "Welcome home, brother." This was in Botswana. I traveled a
Ah,
little bit
yeah.
with a group, and we were in Gaborone, and we were driving through southern Africa, We couldn't fly; it's too expensive. Train was segregated, so we rented a car in Botswana and we drove. We drove to our points of contact were in Johannesburg,
Oh,
Lesotho,
uh-huh.
and I guess Etiquette now, but
Yeah.
Swaziland back in the day. So
Yeah.
we kind of did
Amazing.
a tour around there.
Amazing.
Yeah, 18-year-old, the only black in the group that went down to South Africa. So I was the most inconvenient passenger you could.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, we can't go in there. Okay.
Yeah.
Can our friend come in?
Yeah. Right.
So talk about fitting in,
Yeah.
but it does inform a worldview. I think, decades after that experience, having my children spend that time away,
Hmm.
you know, one at 17, 17, 18, yeah, when she was graduating, and then another one at 20, 21,
Mm-hmm.
really does kind of, I don't know, sets them up for. I trusted the world back then. I didn't have much of a choice, or I just did it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you can send them out with a mindset that they can trust.
Mm-hmm.
They can trust the world.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for the shout out, Will. Thanks for the heads up on the audio. I
Yeah.
don't know how to do it on the post.
It's funny how I saw another one of the many posts about whatever tragedy had befallen somebody, and they were reminding everybody else,
Mm,
live now, do your things now. And when your daughter had the circumstances that forced her to make a choice,
yeah,
right? Then we discover what we can actually do, what we're actually capable of. But
yeah,
it's like until then, you know, it's so often hard to make that choice to break out of
mm,
whatever our current reality is, whatever risks we perceive, or
yeah.
or whatever it is. And I remember in '96, I took my first big international trip for work.
Mm,
So I'm young-ish, um, and maybe it was even before that. But anyway, it was to New Delhi,
oh
and
wow.
everyone around me was, cautionary tales and, oh, it's so gross and blah, blah, blah. And I'm young, and my parents had, the way I thought of it, they had drugged me all around Europe to see every church and museum that there was.
Mm,
But this was a big deal, right? It's 22 hours, you land at midnight, and you're in
oh
a
wow.
place that you've never been and all that stuff, and I'm by myself. And so, but I had to go, right? Like, you have to go.
Mm,
And so I went, and that, it being the first solo trip, it really, really, really was so good for me, right?
wow.
Like, I remember I had one woman say, well, you have to go to this store in San Francisco and you have to buy saris for while you're there, because they'll respect you so much more if you dress the way they do, and da 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 da. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to do that.
Mm,
And I didn't. And sure enough, everyone showed up. 80% of the people are in Western clothing, and
yeah.
so I was like, okay, I'm glad I didn't spend my money on that. I'm, young. I'm not making enough money to go do that. But then, it just set it up for the rest of, because I ended up in jobs where I was traveling 40 to 70% of the time, and most of it international,
Mm,
that I was eager to go at all times, wherever I was, sent or had to go. And
yeah.
my first trip to Nigeria, well, my first trip to South Africa, to Johannesburg, people were also cautionary tale, be very
Yeah.
careful. And there is a certain amount of personal safety that you have to be aware of. Um, but at the same time, like, I would walk to the office. I just didn't do it at night, and,
Right.
all those
Okay.
things. And then Nigeria, people were really, they were worried. They were worried for me. I'm like, it's really fine.
Yeah. You're in Lagos. Well, you're
Yes.
in. Okay.
Yeah. It's like, it's really fine.
Mm,
Um, and then Kenya, Nairobi is amazingly international. They have a
wow.
huge German and Dutch population,
Hmm.
and there's just people from everywhere in Nairobi, which was very cool.
Mm.
But I'd love Africa. I would live in Africa.
Wow, wow. I got some
Mm-hmm.
friends. I got some friends that are keen cyclists, and there was
Mm.
a there was a ride. There's a actually it's this weekend for those in the UK. If you're in London,
Mm. Mm.
the Black Unity Bike Ride, BUBR. I think you can go to bubr.com,
Uber.
and it's great. Boober. It's a great ride. I'm sad I'm not doing it this year. Actually, they have a ride in Manchester as well on the 17th of
Mm.
August, which I might get to. I've got clubs going on this week and next week, so getting down to London in between is going to be tricky. But it's always a great ride. You've never seen so many black people on bikes in one place. It's a
So great.
carnival on wheels,
That's
literally.
awesome. I love it.
And I mean, it's a celebration of unity.
Yeah.
It's not separatism or isolationism or anything like that. It's an underrepresented population that one would benefit from being healthy. Period. Get on your bike, ride.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and it can be one of those activities that seems to be it can be elitist for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You can spend more on a bike than you would on a car.
Oh,
Um,
easily.
yeah,
Yeah.
crazy
Especially
money.
these days with all the e-bikes and
Yeah, and
all
the
that stuff.
performance stuff, and then the
Yeah.
gear, and
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it can rack up
Crazy.
pretty quickly. So it can be very
Yeah.
elitist, but it's always fun. It's we weave their way through the London traffic. They head over to Westminster, always right over Westminster Bridge. And it's a fun time out. Why did I mention that? There was a thread before that, which I just lost because you mentioned what were we talking about? That was interesting. Why did the bike ride come up?
Nigeria. I love Africa. I would
Yes,
live in
Nigeria. Because
Africa.
yeah, my friends. Because the one of the guys that's the founder of that ride is Nigerian, and they also take a trip out to. They did Ghana with
Mm-hmm.
a bike tour in Ghana. They
Mm-hmm.
did Rwanda last year, last year, and I think this year they did South Africa,
Mm-hmm.
and it's great to have something that organized in that way and to be
Yes.
exposed to those places.
Yeah.
My best friend went out there and he said Rwanda is amazing. It's an
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
amazing country. Um, and it's just one of those things. I went to Zambia 82.
Good Lord.
So so you know, I guess the images of, for one, people always called it Africa, right? They just it was a
Right.
country, right?
Right. Exactly. It's like,
So
it's
that was
it's just a small landmass.
yeah, that's the first thing. That's the first thing that was an eye opener. And then, I mean, I guess back in those days, the only things images on TV that were coming out of Africa was Tarzan. I
It-
mean, it's kind of
yeah.
sad, really.
Yeah. No, I mean,
but but yeah, so it was just very interesting to have that exposure. And actually, even
100%.
on the back of that experience, I was fortunate enough to convince Joseph McClendon, who's the head coach with Tony Robbins,
Mm.
to actually do a seminar in Nigeria.
Yeah.
We yeah he had a fax back in the days. It was a fax. He had a
Yeah.
fax sitting on his fax machine in California where he lived. When I was visiting with him, and I saw the fax, and he goes, yeah, this woman wants Tony. She wants to get Tony to come to Africa. He ain't never going. So it was a way. This was 90s. This was yeah, 95,
Yeah.
96. Yeah, my
Yeah.
Nadine was just born there, so 96. And so he said, no, Tony's not going to go. I said, but bro, you got to go, man. You got to go. We're going to make this thing happen. So we worked it whereby, because the time zone's more convenient for me being in the UK. So
Yes.
I kind of orchestrated it and organized it,
Mm-hmm.
and then so he flew to Europe, and we met up, and then we flew to Lagos and did a workshop for some people in the finance banking industry.
That's amazing that it could even happen. I mean, given the country's, well, the continent's connectivity, and just how would they know, right? I mean, it's fascinating. One of my friends did work in Burkina Faso, which is a very small country, mining, female, and when she took the job, they have a compound, and they have like accommodation, lodging in the compound, and it's kind of like, when you get here, Tandy, do not leave. Like, it's not safe for you to be anywhere. And she lived there for 3 weeks, and when she first got there, she was like, I mean, it's a dangerous, war-torn, revolutionary, place to be. But once she got there, everybody, to a person, was warm, caring, protective, friendly. And the guy that she did the work for, the leader, one of the mine leadership people, he said, you have changed my entire way of thinking. And he's also a tribe leader. And he said, you've changed my entire way of thinking about how I live, not just here at work, but the leadership that I take back to my tribe, because it's always a concern as the outer reaches get access to the internet and the world and what they choose to do with it. Yeah. When I was in Nigeria, several people said, can you please go back to the United States and say good things and say that we're not all robbers, scamming, and all this stuff. And
sending money to that
yes, to that prince. Exactly. And there's some of education in Nigeria is so prioritized, and they are all amazingly smart and thoughtful. I mean, all the people that I met, I was in one of the biggest companies there, but it's just interesting. As I was hi, Carl.
Hey, good afternoon. How are you?
Good.
You look lovely. I'm happy to see you.
Likewise. Yeah. I nearly missed it.
Good.
So my alarm went off at 16:25 UK time, saying, I've got to get on there. And I'd just gone out for a coffee and cake with my wife, and we were sitting there, and I was just about to tuck into it with a fork, Steve, not with chopsticks, with a fork. And I just thought, well, is it the cake or is it Steve's podcast? Which one's going to win? And
no contest.
well, not really, but I thought, well, if I can do both, I shall, because I'm greedy. So
why not? You should have your cake and eat it too, Carl.
That's true.
Today.
Absolutely.
When it comes to cake and podcasts, it's never or, it's and.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, how are you both?
Doing well. Doing well. We're just chatting about life and perspectives on parts of the world. I think. I mean, that's kind of the interesting theme here.
Yeah.
We're talking about how my kids have traveled. I traveled, and I guess people's perspectives on various parts of the world. Whether it's a north-south thing, Europe, Africa, or whether it's an east-west thing with Asia and
even within all those places, right? Japanese, Chinese, because my older brother felt the Chinese Japanese tension. I felt the Caucasian Asian tension. Growing up is very interesting. I'm in this HR group, and DEI is always a huge topic. And somebody had just posted the question, like, hey, we want to start ERGs, employee representative groups or affinity groups, but I know that there's some red flags around them. And similar to this thing that you're saying with the boober,
the Black Unity bike ride,
yes. Where the purpose is unity, right? And we just started this discussion of how if you're not careful with ERGs, you can become exclusionary. You can help people in that group feel more marginalized, or they'll start looking for ways that they're marginalized. So I'm a big proponent of no, maybe, but only for a reason, only with a really experienced facilitator that's encouraging broad thinking instead of narrow thinking, and do it in tandem with heterogeneous groups so that you can be the force in your organization of helping people see the commonalities and start building that muscle instead of, I'm young, I'm female, I'm a millennial, I'm Black, I'm Asian, I'm whatever, I don't know. I'm still just, companies have so much unused potential for humanity in the world that it's my little personal crusade.
There's a couple of things on that. One is that it's true. It is a fine line. It is a fine line. I remember riding the at the event. I missed the first year, but I was there the second year, and it was growing in popularity. I think the first year it was just people just got together and rode, and the second year it grown enough whereby it needed sort of not council approval, but it obviously needed, you're going through traffic lights and you got a lot of cyclists.
If you're a big group of people,
going through central London as well. I guess it got on people's radars is my point. And when you're on someone's radar, it's almost like a homegrown ERG, right? You just riding up. There's a sense of are we seen as just a group of louts? Is this a demonstration?
Yes.
I call it carnival on wheels, and someone else says this is a demonstration against the motorists, all these cyclists.
Yeah. There was a ride like that in San Francisco. It's the same thing.
Yeah. So it's a fine line.
Yeah.
And then the other side of just the untapped potential of organizations within their walls, even before they go out and market and try and appeal to their customer base or their talent pool. There's a lot of stuff untapped. I'm gonna read Colleen's input there.
Yeah, I love it.
She is definitely a world traveler.
That's so great. Colleen, where do you live now?
Yeah, where do you live now, Colleen? I wouldn't even know. I couldn't answer that question. So she can.
I can't wait to hear the answer.
No, I don't know. I've seen pictures of her on some exotic island. So, but yeah, kids in different continents.
Yeah. So great.
It wasn't that too long ago when people were just living, you can barely leave your city or your village, right?
Yeah. That was your whole world. Yeah.
Trevor Noah had a comment about that when he was talking with Simon Sinek on his podcast about sometimes he was arguing that the ease of mobility lowers our tolerance for things in the community. If you don't like something, you move. If you don't like this, you go somewhere else. And I get it in the sense that if some people don't have a choice, so they have to kind of knuckle down and deal with the neighbor or deal with the situation.
Yes.
But in some ways it builds a she'll tell us later.
I think you're onto something.
That is so. Give us the files. Sorry, I had to get in. You want to know what's in the files, Colleen?
Yeah, exactly. All right.
But
we'll wait. begrudgingly.
The resilience of tolerating with, working with people in your community versus just upping sticks at the first opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, the whole short-sightedness, I think, of a lot of people, because we're so outcome focused, and if we don't get the outcome right away, then we're more likely to shift to something.
Mm.
I can't remember where I read something about it, but like, within an organization, say you have a 5-year change plan, and if you don't have thought and milestones and the ability to reflect on what happened, what didn't happen, why not, what are all the different levers, so many initiatives, programs, whatever, they get thrown out with the change of leadership, with, oh, you didn't hit the exact milestone in the right way, but you also didn't talk about why you weren't able to do that. And so before something can even take hold or start to take hold, it's very hard to see things through. And when you're talking about organizational change, which is really getting people to change, you've got to have time, and somebody shepherding that long-term process, or else they say, well, we did the one all hands the way you suggested and it didn't work. So new approach, come up with something new. And I think there's just a lot of that tendency, also because we can get stuff in a second. I was with a friend last night and she said, oh, I bought this great pair of shoes in the UK and da-da-da-da-da happened. And I'm never going to get them again. I'm like, have you heard of the internet? Well, they only have 2 locations, one in Manchester and one somewhere. I'm like, okay, yes, but have you heard of the internet? Like, I'm sure they have an online way, or there's, people who live there. I know people who live there.
I can pop to Manchester.
I sent a friend in Wales to a store to get a pair of leggings for my daughter that were no longer available in the US, but I saw them on the website in that store. I'm like, hey, John, can I get you to go over to the Lululemon and ship those to me? And he did it.
Wow.
And made her day. Yeah. I'm like, take advantage of the shrinking planet.
There you go. Carl, how you doing, bro? What's up in your world?
Yeah, what's new? How's life?
What's new? Life's good. I met up with my cousin and family. He came over from the States.
Oh, cool.
He's going back. He's not on his way back now, but he was here for the weekend and got to meet up with everyone.
The weekend?
Yesterday. Yes, he came. I think he arrived on Friday night, Saturday, and he's going back to New York now. He'll be on.
Oh, it's only New York. That's not as bad.
Yeah, so it's not so bad. Just next door, really, isn't it, New York?
Yeah.
So, but that was great. We all got together, had some fun, and he travelled all this way, and the first place he wanted to go was the Decathlon store in North Greenwich, in a sports store,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, why on earth would you come all this way to go to a sports store in the UK? You must be inundated with them in the US. He said, no, we haven't got anything like that. He said, we really have. I said, but I thought we got the idea from you in the States. And, so you walk into this place and it's like very American. It's not like a typical British store. And because he's fanatical about sports, and so he went in there and did some shopping to take stuff back, and I couldn't believe it. I thought, you come all this way for such a short time, and the highlight is I'm going to go in the Decathlon store. So
it's a nice store. I have a Decathlon bike.
There's a lot of bicycle stuff in there.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm gonna look at that.
I didn't see any bicycles with a motor. That was what I thought. Well, that makes sense. If you've got a motor, or better still, an engine, then that makes sense. But it's a lot of hard work with the stuff that you like and he likes. He's a keen cyclist as well. So, but there you go. I gave all that up once I learned to drive. So, but there you are. I used to cycle everywhere.
Got a car, for sure.
Yeah. I used to cycle everywhere. I probably cycled a few hundred miles every week. Yeah, when I was in my sort of early teens, but then as soon as I was able to use a motorized vehicle of some sort, be that a car or a motorcycle, then that was it. So so that's a bit of fun. And then just went out quickly for I didn't get any cake yesterday and I missed it, You know, I
Oh.
kind of thought, you know, there wasn't time to stay for dessert after we'd had a meal. So I thought, I've got to get something. So I popped out just now with my wife to get my fix. Nice slice of
Perfect.
lemon cake. Lovely.
Drizzle,
Yeah.
lemon
Yeah.
drizzle.
Yeah, but it had cream on top and cream filling and like a lemon curd kind of inside as well. And it's a nice
The
healthy slice.
trifecta.
I did take a picture of it, so I can definitely
La
upload
la
that.
la 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 la
That
la.
wasn't drizzle at all then.
But then I got my wife a chocolate brownie because she makes them as well, and she wanted to taste it, see if it was like hers, and she didn't want to finish it. And I thought, well, you know, waste not, want not. So I brought that home in my pocket, and I'm going to eat that after I've had my meal tonight. So there we go, 2 lots of cake in one day and a nice cup of coffee.
There you
Can't be
go.
bad, really.
I might
with-
see
not with
cycling
lashings of
returning
custard.
to your life, Carl.
I'm just back in my natural habitat. You know, I can easily get cake where I live, and in London, you got to go far and wide to find some good stuff. So
Mm,
yeah, so that's me. I've been working on my new book,
that's fantastic.
and I
knocking
managed to
out
write
chapters.
Well, I wrote a chapter on the train. I didn't think I would, because I was a bit worried about, because I've really got to focus on this book, because I want to get it out early to mid-September for a campaign that I'm launching. And so I worked on it on the train. I was able to dictate quite a lot of it without being heard by all the passengers around me. At least they didn't seem to notice. And then I was able to edit it, you know, and polish
Oh,
it
that's
up.
excellent.
Yeah, but I got quite a lot done. Probably more than I would have done if I'd stayed at home with all the distractions of LinkedIn and everything else. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
What is
that's
this
quite-
book?
This
If
book
you
is
can't say.
yeah. Well, no, I can say it basically looks at the elephant in the room for coaches. And there's
Which
a big
one?
There are many,
Heard.
but you know, the biggest thing that I find with coaches, and of course I know quite a few coaches, self-promotion. Any form of self-promotion is a no-no, a big problem. And it's not just, we don't do that because we're coaches. They have that has actually permeated into their beliefs, their belief system, where you know, anything like that is out of the question. And of course, if you're completely averse to it, you can't promote your business, because you won't allow yourself to, because you're promoting yourself.
Yeah.
So that's what it's about.
Oh,
Redefine it, rethink it. That's not what it is. You know.
Yeah.
I remember talking to someone early on, which, you know, didn't answer the question, didn't solve the problem, but definitely helped. I called somebody who she had a really successful consulting business that she sold, and then joined the company that she sold it to as their head of HR. Then she went to be the COO. Now she's the head of sales and COO. And I called her just to touch base because it had been a while. And I just said, she said, you know, how is it going? What are you doing now? Da, 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 da. And I said, oh God, Steph, I just hate selling. And she goes, you're excellent at selling. What are you talking about? Because all selling is making a relationship with somebody you didn't know before. Go to an event and go with the goal of making a friend. Don't go with the goal of selling your business.
Absolutely. Love
And
it.
and it slightly shifted my thinking, you know, but as we started this call, Steve, with rethinking, right?
Yeah.
It's like the thing is powerful that you have inside of yourself, that you're not humble if you're promoting yourself. You know, but who else wrote the other one? I think it was Seth Godin, right? Like, if you don't, no one will know you're there. So how can you expect to succeed if you're not going to do that?
yeah.
So yeah, I can't wait to read it.
Yeah. Thank you. I need to keep on with it and get it done. That's the thing. It's all the distractions around, particularly technical distractions. And I've had to put some of those on the back burner, because I know I'm just going to go straight in that rabbit hole, and I ain't coming out anytime soon. So just keep on with the book. Maybe I should just go and sit on the train all day long and just write my book.
You know,
Yeah.
I find I like some of my most productive either thinking or offline activities are on a train. I'll take a slower train to London, because I'd actually appreciate getting in there. You can get the slower train goes to Birmingham. It's got more stops, and the fast train is literally 4 stops from Lancaster.
Really?
into London. It's
Wow.
crazy. Yeah,
That's good. How long does that take you?
2.5 hours.
Oh, God, I still,
So
yeah,
that's,
'cause
well,
obviously,
240 depends on
yeah,
when they leave. But
yeah.
it's far. It's
Compared
literally
to
full
what
stop.
if you were to drive?
Compared to 3.5, you can add an hour to your journey from
Mm,
Lancaster to London, taking the slower
Okay.
route. You could take even longer if you wanted to, but
yeah.
Yeah.
typically the fast trains, the fastest is 240, I think,
Yeah.
and then the slow version of that train is probably 340, 330, 3.5 hours.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah. You get a
but
lot done though in that extra
oh,
hour.
y- it's
So
nice. You got a
yeah.
seat. You got a seat. You're comfortable. If you don't need the Wi-Fi too much, because the Wi-Fi on the trains are awful.
Yeah.
Oh,
Off and
sorry.
on,
We're
Yeah.
off
so
and on, off
backward
and
in
on.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're so backward
Yeah.
in that. Europe's meant to be better. Asia's meant to be far better. My daughter's
Yeah.
traveled around and she's had spotless, internet and access,
Of course. Completely
infrastructure,
safe,
technology
completely
is not.
clean.
Yeah. Well, that's a help though. You haven't got, so for me it was a great thing not having the internet because all I needed was my phone. I dictated straight into my iPhone, no extra software. You know, I had my Apple Notes open.
Mhm.
And then I edited it. I even brought my iPad, but I didn't actually need to get it out because I did the editing. I hate using the phone for editing. Really
Yeah.
hate it. I'm so old
Yeah.
fashioned. You know, when I do it, it's kind of one finger at a time. You know,
Yeah.
I can see.
Yeah.
No, I can't even do that, Steve. I can't do the old thumbsy thing. It's literally one finger. My kids are so embarrassed when they see me do it. So, but I did. I just used the iPhone. I got a whole chapter done. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, at the end.
That's
I
really
thought,
good.
wow, and that was just one way. Coming back, I couldn't do much because the train was packed
Mm.
and you
Mm,
couldn't move.
mm.
But yeah, so if you haven't got the internet and you've got like 3.5 hours, Steve, you can get a lot done if you don't
Yeah,
need the internet. That's
yeah.
Yeah.
excellent
Yeah.
way of doing it.
I
So
always marked that because one place I worked was in San Francisco, so I would take the train, and I'm like, this is an hour that is logged as work time because I'm working, and it was some of the best work time to your point where it's, strategy planning or content building or whatever. I liked it. I did not like it though. I think I took the train for 18 months,
Wow.
probably most every day I did that, except for the days I took my dog to the office. And I don't know, however many train rides that is. And there were only 5 where we actually had to stop and we're stranded for different and sundry reasons. The train hit a car or, whatever happened, whatever other tragic thing happened. So, but I enjoyed my train time as long as I got the upstairs seat with nobody next to me.
no showing off. Upstairs, there is no upstairs on any British train. It's just
There's
like
only 2 that have the upstairs.
already, yeah.
Yeah. But
It's
no, they have these
the
table
coasters, right?
configurations. I'm like, I do not want to sit facing a stranger. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
I
know that
can't do
feeling.
that at 6:30 in the morning.
What are you looking at? What are you looking at?
Bumping
Well,
feet. No.
well, I was kind of stuck under someone's armpit on the way to catch my
No,
train home on the
no.
tube, and I'd forgotten what it was like commuting. I mean, this was like 8 o'clock at night, so I wasn't going through the rush hour, which starts at around 4:35.
Yeah, it's tough.
And it's so hot down there and stuffy and noisy. I mean, my word, it's deafening when those trains are running.
Yeah.
And everyone's getting their earplugs out, and some people
Yeah.
didn't have any. And I thought, how can this actually still be happening in the 21st century?
Right.
You've got to do something better. But
Yeah.
there's so much. They're overcrowded as it is. So I guess
Yeah.
doing something is not on the menu really.
Yeah. No, we don't have that problem here because we don't.
Yeah.
Not where I live. California doesn't adopt mass transportation
Yeah,
at all.
it's I wish they did because it's so blasted far.
Well, they're spending billions of dollars, extending all these railways, hoping that, well, if we make it more accessible, then maybe more people will use it. And I don't know, because all the, however, hundreds of miles of just the local train that goes all around kind of San Jose, Santa Clara, most of the time it's only 2 cars and there is 5 people
Wow.
on it. It's not doing what you thought it would do.
Yeah. Yeah, the last. I remember. I mean, San Diego. The last mile, just trying to get to
Worst.
somewhere,
Yeah.
is the most horrible
Yep.
situation. I mean, I came from London to San Diego, so and when I moved there, I lived. Fortunately, I lived with some friends, and I had access to a car or at least a ride, so that kind of got me going.
Yeah.
But it's very short order. People, I mean, it's like you've got a third leg, or you've got a leg missing if you don't drive. It's like you go, huh? How'd you get here?
It's so true. It's so
Yeah,
You
true.
walked? What's that?
Yeah. Yeah.
so yeah, you definitely need it. But I know,
Wow.
like the underground. I know the underground. I read a book. No, it's an audio book I listened to about a guy that made a career out of. He's a sound. He's a sound architect, I guess. Not necessarily a sound engineer, but he his role was to look at the influence of sound in buildings.
Mm.
Um, and ideally, he would get involved with the architect on the design of the building. But unfortunately, a lot of the time he's brought in after the fact once they've done
Right.
some refit or refurb and they're running pipes or AC or HVAC somewhere where they shouldn't be, or
Mm-hmm.
they've made it look very pretty, but the acoustics are awful.
Mm-hmm.
And then they want to repurpose it for something that requires an acoustic treatment, and now he's going to have to come,
Mm.
that sort of thing. And he talks about just how insensitive we get to noise pollution,
Mm-hmm.
especially in London. I was surprised how many people. I wear headphones in on the underground 'cause I can't hear anything, but I just use it to defend my ears. I
Yeah.
don't use it to listen.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
can't hear any. You just literally you're gonna play it so loud in your ear to overcome the sound of the train. So I just plug them in to plug my ears up.
Yeah.
But people that are. I mean, you go to clubs and things. That's one-offs. But to commute day in day out at that level of noise on some of the
Yeah.
underground lines,
Yeah. Make you tired.
it's going to stress you. You're sitting at a cortisol level
Yes.
just because of
Yes.
the noise.
Yeah. Seriously. Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Ugh. When I picked up our daughter, she went to Las Vegas for a few days to celebrate her friend's birthday and picked them up from the airport. And I had the radio on. And she's like, Mom, turn it off. I can't handle the noise right now. I'm like, are you hungover? She's like, no, just the airplane was crowded. The airplane was bumpy. The airport was crowded. Like, I just
Mm,
need to dial it down for a minute
yeah,
and be in relative quiet.
yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I get it. I think that's a sign of genius also.
What's that? To
So, like sound intolerance or sound sensitivity.
mm,
Yeah. Yeah. I have that. And one of the things that I'm not pitch perfect. My son is. He's a professional musician, but I cannot stand music that's out of tune or out of sync. I mean, I can see that I'm out of sync here with my
you
video
started great.
again. It's is it out of sync for you
Yeah.
It,
or
it,
not?
yeah, a
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
bit now, but it
Yeah.
started great. You came
It
in. It was
started great, yeah,
yeah.
but I'm on my Ethernet as well. But anyway, when we used to have to go to the school to listen to Peter in a concert, that they all do their little thing, and then each kid comes up and does their thing, and it's awful. It's like torture. I actually feel angry. Somebody said, right, give up all your secrets. We're going to play some badly out of tune music. No, I'll tell you, what do you want to know? It's kind of like, it's so painful. And it grates on you. You talk about road rage. This is music rage. I feel very angry when I hear this because I think the teachers obviously haven't put any effort in to help the children to be in tune, not in time.
Oh.
It can't be that hard. We can all sing and a little bit in tune. Well, I think we can anyway, but it's awful. So
Or give them
I know what
something
you mean
else to
about
do. Put them on the percussion.
Triangle.
but that's even worse. So they say that a good drummer can make a bad band sound great, but a bad drummer can make a great band sound awful.
Awful, that's
So
true.
you have to be good if you're a
That's true.
drummer. I've
Triangle
heard
then.
plenty of those that
Triangle.
aren't.
Triangle.
Triangle, yeah, that's my instrument. Yeah,
Ding,
I've got a
ding.
degree in triangle, so there we go. But yes, I know what you mean about sound intolerance. It gets you in different ways, doesn't it? So yeah.
Yeah.
What are
Well, and
your
it's
what are your
even I'll be playing the radio in the car, and if I'm someplace unfamiliar and I have to look at my map or whatever, I have to turn the music down because that helps me see better.
yes, that's
scientific.
crazy, isn't it? Yeah,
It's scientific.
yeah, that's right. It's
Like
distracting, and you don't realize
too much
Yeah.
input. Too much
Yeah.
input. I can't handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't listen to any chat show or Audible book or anything, YouTube video, if they're talking and I'm trying to type and read back what I'm writing. Can't do any of that.
Yeah.
Has to be in silence. But when I put headphones on and I'll put some Pink Floyd up, full volume, I find I can just concentrate, which is
Yeah.
weird. I
Well,
don't
it's Pink
understand that.
Floyd.
It's like, if you've
It's
got an
Pink
answer for
Floyd.
that, explain it to me.
It's Pink
So
Floyd.
Pink Floyd, showing my age now. Pink Floyd.
But I mean, that's got to be some particular hertz that is doing something.
Or it's
I would
anchored.
imagine.
It's an audio. It could be an audio anchor.
Hmm.
It could be. It could be. Yeah, that's interesting. What do you know about that? Is there anything you can talk about on that?
Well, I mean, we can lots of things we can be anchored through any of the senses.
Yes. True. Yeah.
You know, the smell of lemon drizzle pouring down the side of that dulcet, spongy exterior.
Now you know why I
Look
did.
at his
Now you know why I wasn't
Look at his
here on
face.
time. That's it. That was a reason I couldn't join. I was about 10 miles away anyway from the house.
But I mean, so I have songs. I have songs that would stir up emotions in me. There's smells that would just bring you back. It's like that ratatouille moment.
Yeah.
He takes his first bite of the ratatouille and he's brought back to his childhood. So
Yeah.
it's funny because some noise that is discordant for some people would put others right where they need to be in that groove, whether it's working out, whether it's being creative, expressing themselves, singing along, that sort of thing. So I think that's just part of who we are, and it's interesting to find out where it came from. It could be, certain genres of music. I bought a hand pan. You can see it back there.
Oh, I thought we were getting a live concert actually last
you're not
week.
getting a live concert.
You got out of that one.
I don't know how the.
Thanks for reminding me.
I would you would go. I would bring you right back to your son's concerts.
You see one-to-one rage.
I can't
live.
believe he came onto LinkedIn. I'm like, it's got reputation and everything. He just ruined it.
No rhythm whatsoever.
That's the elephant. That could be the elephant in the room if I take it out right now.
Especially if you think it's in time, and it turns out that it isn't. We're kind of thinking, "Oh, this is awful." But I'm sure it's not, Steve. I'm sure, being the salsa expert that you are, you couldn't do anything that is not in rhythm. It would be impossible.
I thank you for the compliment.
He's lost the words now.
let's not throw that pearl that you cast before me back at you. So thank you for the compliment. there is an element that I just like bad sounds from a concert. If you can't keep time, you're doing my head in. If you can't clap on the beat, if you can't step on the beat, you do. I don't care. The step doesn't have to be anything but you going side to side or backwards and forwards. I don't care what the step is, but it just has to be, please, on the beat. Buy a metronome. I've got a metronome on my phone. Soundbrenner. It's free. I play a cajon. So I always practice with a metronome. I play that thing there, the hand pan, and I play it a little bit like the drum. I can play it both hands type of thing. But it's because it's got notes. You've got more variety in terms of how you play because it's melodic and not just rhythmic.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm playing with how that sounds and how that looks. But if I get stuck, I put the metronome on and I 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you
Mm.
can't do that, let's start there.
A lot of people can't. That
If you
that
need
is where
help,
they
just
fall over.
drop a
Yeah.
DM in the drop a DM in the link here, or just type on the beat, and we'll get we'll get you the help that you need.
So anyone that's listening, On the Beat is the name of Steve's new masterclass.
So
Just sign
great.
up today. Sign up
Write that
today.
down,
And it
Steve.
doesn't matter how out of beat, out of time you are, Steve will help you rectify that.
Wow.
But you've got to sign up now because the prices will be going up in August.
Yeah, and time is of the time in and time is of the essence. You need time in and time on the beat.
On the beat, there you go. That's got to be your next big thing, Steve.
On the
Has to
beat.
be. And not only that, I think I can sense there's a lot of writing that could come out of this. And I mean posts, newsletters, because there are lessons that can be drawn from what you just said. If you play back later what you just said about, that basic 1, 2, 3, 4, we have that in many aspects of our life and our work and what we do. And I'm sure there are many analogies that could be drawn from that. It's about being on the beat.
Mm.
So I'm going to be looking for your next post on that.
Yes, yeah, and piggybacking off the back of that, we are rhythmic beings.
Mm.
We use sound analogies so much in how we talk, how we communicate. Sandra's sharing about her work taken around the world, and ultimately coming down to showing people how they can best express themselves. So we talk about resonance and in tune and on the right frequency, on the right wavelength, and we use all these phrases in terms of sound. But even beyond the sound, where you've got pitch and timbre and things, there is a rhythm. Our heart beats within a
Yes.
particular pace, right?
Yes.
Our mirror neurons trigger on other people's respiration rates. You see, you're sitting in front of somebody. If their breathing is calm and steady, it calms and steadies yours.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And conversely, if they're like frenetic, you're like, I don't know what's going on, but I have to kind of match that a little bit to maybe sense what's going on in them. If they're frenetic, then I may have to raise my freneticism so I can kind of get a sense of, well, if they're breathing that way, they may be feeling this way, or they may be dealing with something. Tony we do a great thing at the Date with Destiny program where we do this intense matching and mirroring. And you literally you sit across from somebody and you intensely watch them. And they feel an emotion or a state, and they really get into it, and they position themselves the way they remembered how that thing was going on. And then you actually mirror like they were sitting, and then the person changes the way they might move your arm a little bit here, or move your head there, or do something with your body so that you can match exactly what they were like. And often, not all the time, but often you can actually bring up a scenario that the person was thinking just by mirroring their physiology. So all that to say, being on the beat is not just a matter of me being annoyed that you can't count to 4, or that is annoying, but that's not the reason for being on the beat. To Carl's point, the reason for being on the beat is that when we're in time and in tune, we harmonize, and things feel, sound, and operate better. So, I've got it on the recording, so I will. I think there'll be a post on that.
Post and a masterclass. What about that? You can thank me later. Victoria Sponge Cake goes down nicely. Thank you very much.
Put in the order. And you know what? That's not the only reason why Carl is so dear to me, but it's one of the reasons why Carl is dear to me, because he's very straight. I mean, like he'll throw that compliment out, and I'll appreciate it, and then he'll like, hey, this is what I need. I need cake.
Well, usually I lead with that and then I throw out the compliment.
It makes it so handy, when you know what a person will appreciate,
Yes,
right?
it's true.
Especially if you're correct, right? I remember once my mother-in-law coming to some conclusion that I liked something, and like, no, please stop. Like, please stop. It's too many now. I'm not into that.
You'll
It was these
never
little
hear me say that.
carved birds with like wire legs, all in different,
really?
scenarios, right? Beach scene, picnic scene, whatever scene, da 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 da. And for a period of time, that's all I would get for every holiday, or she saw one somewhere and she was just thinking of me. And I finally did have to say, like, so I'm not sure where you got the idea that I really am into these, but I'm not. And
Oh.
actually, you give them to me and I bring them and I donate them pretty much within a week from when I receive it.
Didn't she wonder why they weren't taking pride of place on your mantelpiece at home over the
I'm sure
fireplace?
she did. I'm sure she did.
Where are
she
those
did.
3,000 birds that I bought you
Oh
over the
my
last
God.
30 years?
And this is what she does. She has thousands of these little things that she collects, whatever the different things are.
Yeah.
I went and visited her. It's these things that are. I'm trying to find a similar sized object, but maybe it's something like this size.
Yeah.
$1,900, $2,000 in value. It's a little mouse in a football helmet. Ceramic.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh my word.
Yeah,
You
and
could
she
have
has a
started
whole
up an Etsy store or something with that, couldn't you? Or
not with these birds
Shopify.
that she was giving me. They're like mass produced. But hers, that's one of the things that she collects, that she's been collecting for years. And she
Wow.
proudly showed me, look at this one. Now look at this one. Now look at that one. She has multiples that are multiple thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Wow. What an heirloom. Wow.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love that we gone circle again. You mentioned, we talked about thinking and rethinking and how we are creatures of certainty,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
amassing a collection like that.
Yeah.
And then we can sometimes extend our certainty beyond us in terms of, I'm certain my daughter would love this little bird. So I'm going to send
Yes.
it to her
Yes.
again
Yes.
and again.
Yeah. Again and again and again. Yes, exactly.
Bless her heart.
You made me think of something, but I lost it. Oh, she also has tubs and tubs and tubs of Beanie Babies that she refuses to rethink on.
Beanie Babies, that's not coming back, is it? That's not coming back anytime at all.
The day she decides to dispatch them is the day they'll come back, probably. Yeah. Which is why she'll never dispatch them.
Does she keep them pristine? They're like,
Yes. Oh, packaged, tags on, the whole 9 yards. Proper collector.
I mean, I had a Beanie Baby. I mean, I liked a few of them, and just because, you could not have a Beanie Baby. I mean,
Oh, they were everywhere.
yes. I mean, you just could not have a Beanie Baby, but it was a somewhat functional. It was either something cute in the car that sat on the dashboard, or, it's in the bedroom, or, just sort of on the mantelpiece or something. A cute tiger, or I think I had a tiger or a bear or something, and the little tie
Yeah.
logo on the side
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
So it was like it had to have the logo. It had to have the logo still on it to show that it was legit. So it had its kind of social proof. But for me to go that extra step of boxing it up and having it pristine, it's like Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels was a thing,
Oh yeah.
And I mean, I had Hot Wheels cars, but they were rolling around in the dirt, and I'd make tracks for them, and
Exactly.
I couldn't. I mean, I know. I think it was a friend or a friend of a friend. So we went around someone's house, and either I don't know if the dad was passing the collection bug onto the kid, or it was the kid's collection. The kid said it's mine, but it was so pristine that it must have been the parents, because we couldn't touch them. There's no point you showing me a toy car if I can't play with it.
Yeah.
It just winded me up. So
Yeah.
That was very
Yeah.
very interesting. That-
I worked with a gal whose retirement plan is Pez dispensers.
Oh yes, I remember those.
And
Yeah.
that's legit.
Who remembers Pez?
Oh yeah, that's something
That-
going back years, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
Do you know,
legit.
I saw Back to the Future the other day. I haven't watched it in donkey's years, and there was something there about Pez, and I thought, I bet the kids wouldn't even know what that is. You know, I thought I
Yeah.
looked at it, I thought that looks like a Pez dispenser, and it was.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, so my word, yeah, I used to
Oh.
love those. Do they still make them? They're not available anymore.
Yeah.
Are they?
No, no.
Yes, but they're not
Really?
nearly as cool anymore.
Mm.
Right. Yeah,
The
but I guess a
candy
lot
was
of them
good
are.
as well. I liked the candy. It was that
Yeah, I
right
did.
level of chalkiness and sweetness.
Yeah,
And you could always,
Yeah.
I mean, it was too small to build anything substantial with because it was just too many candies to have grubby fingers on, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Lego was the thing for that. But
Yeah.
you couldn't help think about building something in Pez bricks because it was just so
Yeah.
yeah.
structured.
I used to like did they do one that was Parma Violets? I was one of those few kids that liked Parma
I
Violets.
love Palmer Violet.
Yeah,
Love
I
it.
That's
still
the
do.
Marmite moment right there. If you love
Yeah,
Parma Violets,
really.
give me a
Yeah.
give me a PF in there.
I
I like
found
that.
some the other day.
Disinfectant.
I walked into an old-fashioned sweet shop, and you know it's called old-fashioned sweet shop, and I saw these. Oh, I've got to have some of those. And
Yeah. And they're the same.
love.
Yes.
They actually did taste the same.
Yes.
Yeah, whereas a
which
lot of
is
the other sweets they do
so
don't.
unusual.
Bitter and
It's
Yeah.
so
bitter and-
unusual.
yeah.
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 Yeah, but I
eating-
like Turkish delight as well. So anything like scented like that, it kind of works. I don't know why. I mean, because other people in the family hate it, but yeah, I love it. Yeah,
Just think.
the fries one, they're like the chocolate
Yep.
covered Turkish delight.
yeah.
Okay, as
Mm.
opposed to the kind of traditional one with the dusted.
Oh no, no. Well, I like both. So I prefer the traditional one, the real McCoy,
Yeah.
proper Turkish delight.
Right.
But fries Turkish delight's a good. You know, it's a good thing. It's a different thing.
Yeah.
But you know, I used to buy those. Used to be able to get 3 for £1 in the pound shop,
Yeah.
and now I
It's
think they're
expensive
£1 each.
candy right there. See where Carl grew up, Sandra. He could afford three candies for £1, right?
Yeah.
If
That's,
I walked in, I had 10p, and he had to
Yes.
last me through the school. Through
and
the
you
school
got
break,
one
right?
Pez, not a package of Pez.
I got
one
Yeah.
Pez.
I went to the penny section.
The
right
penny
there. It
store.
was-
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is where you missed out, Steve. Because what I used to do, I used to stop off at the sweet shop on the way to school. I'd buy a quarter of pear drops, and used to get something like 28 sweets for about 12p, and I'd sell them for a penny each. Sometimes I used to sell them for 5p each in the
So
playground.
early on. Look
Oh,
I
at
made
you,
a
Carl.
fortune.
I missed
Yeah,
the
so
trick on that one. Cola
Yeah.
cube, yeah, all of that hard candy would have been good. Pineapple
What's
Yeah.
a
chunks.
pear drop?
pineapple
cubes.
chunk, cola cubes.
It's like a
Yeah,
hard, it's like a
rhubarb and
hard candy
custard.
with a sugared out exterior. This like you'd have
Oh, like
in
a
the States,
lemon
you'd have
drop.
like a
Like a lemon drop. Where if
Yeah.
you eat too many of them, your mouth gets bloody.
No,
Because
Oh,
of sugar.
it's a hard candy like that.
Yeah.
but it's square.
Square,
or
okay.
pear shaped. The pear shaped
Yeah.
ones are.
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
So I
Yeah.
know.
yeah.
They never-
Oh, they were lovely pineapple chunks. I've forgotten all about those.
Yeah.
Cola cubes, we had cola cubes,
Cola cube,
rhubarb
yes.
and custard.
Rhubarb
Oh,
Rhubarb
that
and
sounds
custard sweets.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were lovely. Yeah, yeah.
It was
Wow.
that one could depend. The shards of sugar could cut.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
do you
I-
in.
Yeah.
What's the like bronze gold colored tin with the hard candies in it? They're all the same shape, but they're different fruity flavors. I'll have to look it up.
A tin.
Yeah.
Tin of hard candy.
Yeah, over here they're like quintessentially British, but over there they're probably not.
Okay. Or like a round. We used to have something in like a circular tin, wasn't it?
Yeah. Circular
Yeah,
tin.
a circular tin. Yeah, that's probably it's probably some collection of hard candy. I can't remember if it was. I don't know who made them, but that it was popular to have confectionery in a tin. I guess back from the war.
in
days,
the
right?
and in the car, especially the older folk back in the 60s and 70s had them in their Morris Oxford's glove box or the Morris Minor in the side
You
panel.
always have some
Yeah, a little tin of boiled sweets. You always had
Yeah.
to have that.
boiled sweets. That's what we used
Yeah.
to call them. Boiled
Boiled
sweets.
sweets. Yeah. That was it.
Hard-
And
hard
you'd have
candy.
a car blanket as well that they'd always have on display, which is like a
hard-boiled sweet.
tartan type thing. Yeah, hard-boiled
Oh,
sweets. Yeah,
goodness.
well, that's what all of these things are. All the things we've been
From
talking
the
about.
Jolly Grub.
Yeah, Jolly Grub.
This is Cavendish and Harvey, but that's not the one I'm thinking of. Darn it. Okay, I'll have to look it up and I'll message you because this will bother me now.
I love the accent. I love the accent attempt as well. Does that grate you as well, Carl? People trying on accents?
What did I
Actually,
do?
it's quite funny because my son's very good at it, and being a sound, because he's a musician, he's learned how to mimic, and he does an incredible Northern Irish accent. He copied his friend. Every time his friend would say something, he'd say it back to him with the accent. It'd become quite annoying. But then when they used to go out clubbing and they'd meet other girls from Northern Ireland, he'd put on the accent and say where he
Very
was
handy.
from and say which school. And all he was doing was copying his friend. And when at the end they come outside, they said, "Oh yeah, Peter's from Lurgan as well. We went to the school next to his. Surprised we never met." And then he put on his, just go back to his normal voice, and they'd say, "Stop putting that stupid voice on. I mean, why are you doing that?" He was really convincing, and his girlfriend's from LA. And so he's been doing this LA accent as well, which she finds very cringy. But other people saying, "Well, that's amazing. You sound just like her." But some people can do it really well. Others can't. I'm terrible at accents, so I'm not even going to try. Oh, yeah.
No, I can't.
Yeah, Steve would have to edit the video and cut that out. It's that bad.
I'm still working on my Jamaican, so
maybe you can teach me. I haven't got a clue. So
a bit of patois.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna call time. We're over. Normally it's the bottom of the hour, but I love the banter. Thank you. There's some good points. I don't even want to.
There's little gems in there. There's some
midget
good gems in there.
Midget gems is another sweet, right? Do you remember?
That rings a bell. Yeah.
Do you remember those? The midget gems was the little the gummy. The midget gems are gummy, right? But there was another one that was like not hundreds of thousands. The little balls. The little candy ball. I don't know.
The little red balls, a little tiny, and they were kind of aniseedy, I think. Yeah.
Again?
They were red, and they were aniseed, like aniseed flavor. I think aniseed drop or something like that.
There's
that kind of.
Well,
I think
there's a guy. Midget gems were that as I said that the gems of this discussion. Some of them were midget, some of them were quite large. So.
I think
to go to my candy shop now.
This is the one that I think is a real take on Freddo Frog. Yeah, Freddo Frog. Do you know? I did a post with one of these recently. This is the size of a tea bag. It looks big on camera, but it's the size. I mean, they were bigger than this when I was a kid. And I remember when they were 2p, right, for 2p. Now they're kind of like nearly £1 or something like that, nearly £1. And I bought a packet of them recently just for old time's sake. It sounds like eating a lot of sweets. Maybe I do. Look how small they are now. And you think, this is it. And kids think, oh, they were so small, but they were quite filling back in the day. 2p for one of those or a Mars bar, and they were the same price. Yeah.
2p for a Mars bar?
Really?
Yep. I'm talking 1971. When old money became new money, or new money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
The bars were smaller back then, though. I feel like they were.
No, Mars bars were proper size back then. I mean, a Mars a day helped you work, rest, and play.
1971.
You can't do that on what they serve up now. You need a couple of packets of them. So, yeah.
I can't remember things being less than 25 cents. Because 2p is very little.
Yeah.
2p was back.
A Mars a day helps
you work, rest, and play. Yeah.
Slogans.
Yeah.
I mean, that's real. That's another show right there.
Have a break, have a Kit Kat, all of the things. We could really go off into one here. The Milky Bar Kid is strong and tough, but only the best is good enough. The sweetest milk, the chunkiest bar, something like that. Nestle's Milky Bar, because they called it Nestles in the song. They didn't say Nestle. They said Nestles.
It was Nestles.
Interesting.
Yeah. And there were
Like
about
Nestle.
6 different Milky Bar kids as well, and they were always
Milky
dressed
Bar.
up with the cowboy suit and
John Denver
everything else.
glasses.
Yeah, the glasses, you know. And then there's another advert where the kid went into the sweet shop and he said, 600 Cadbury's cream eggs, please. And 600 Cadbury's cream eggs. I couldn't even imagine what that was like. But yeah, there you go. So now, you know, you get into jingles and slogans.
Oh, they'll all come back.
I'm your man. I'm your man.
Yeah.
And how is it that they have lasted all of these decades, those slogans and jingles? We don't have them now. You know, how do you memorize a product? You know, I remember, you know, up and away. There she goes. What was that?
Up and away, a beautiful balloon. That was BA. Was it BA's?
No, it was Nimble Bread.
Oh, Nimble Bread. I was going to say that because it's a different song.
Yes, they've taken an existing song. Yeah. Well, there you go. See, you want to have a water cooler just on that. Yeah.
Yes.
There is some, and yes, I think it's topical because there's social, psychological reasons why they worked and how they work, and probably why they don't work as much today.
But I need to have equal U.S. representation.
You do, but a lot of them are.
In that.
A lot of that, because I was surprised to hear that a lot of the stuff that we think of British sweets actually originated in the US.
Yeah.
Okay, you
and
might
we would
change
have
the
different
name.
jingles.
Yes.
Also,
I don't know. Do you have different jingles? You might not. You might.
I don't know. We have to spend some time on that. I need to hop off too.
There's only one way to find out next time.
Yes.
Bring your jingles, Sandra.
Bye. So good to see you, Carl.
Lovely
to see you.
Yeah. All right. Take care.
Take care. We'll
talk soon.
All right then. Bye for now.
All right, Carl. Thanks so much. All right, you take care, buddy.
And you speak soon.
All right, we'll catch up. Podcast show when you're ready. When you get
yes
down.
Yes, definitely, 100%.
Yeah. All right. Take care, buddy.
Bye.